back in 2009, 2010, and I visited the island of Sumatra. And when I visited, I had my first taste of Nasi Padang, which is a meal of rice and a variety of different curries originating from Padang, which is in Sumatra. And ever since I had that first meal, I have been, I guess you could say, obsessed with Padang food. It's some of the most flavorful, some of the most delicious combinations of curries and ingredients of any cuisine. And so I'm in Jakarta now, and I'm sitting down for lunch at a restaurant called Surya, which specializes in Nasi Padang. They have all of the curries and all of the different dishes prepared. And so as soon as you sit down, they give you a plate of rice, and then they bring over little dishes of a bunch of selection, all the varieties of different curries on little plates, and stack them up in the center of your table. And so it's kind of like a buffet, but at the same time it's like all on your table right in front of your nose. And you don't have to eat all of the different dishes, but you choose the different dishes that you want, all temptingly, dangerously close to you, and then you just pay for the dishes that you eat. And so you don't pay for the dishes that you don't eat. In Indonesia, Nasi Padang is known as a meal that you come to eat when you're really hungry, because the food is always ready, and as soon as you sit down, the food is just delivered to you and you can start just devouring. And so they have delivered us at least, I think there's at least a dozen dishes in front of us on the table. I will quickly rinse off, wash my hand. So I'm gonna set this dish aside, and I'm gonna first begin with this dish under here. And this one is Rendang, and I believe that it's beef Rendang. You can see all those spices just covering the piece of beef. Okay, put it there. Let me get a little bit more of that gravy where all that flavor is. And maybe I'll just break, oh, that is, oh, you can smell the coconut and the spices from here. All right, please mix it with a little bit of rice. Rendang is one of those dishes that it just blows your mind every time. The flavor is so perfectly balanced, and what you can really taste in there is the roasted, toasted coconut, and then also some chilies in there. I think I can taste some maybe galangal, either galangal or ginger as well, but it's just a harmony of different spices and jungle herbs and coconut, all just coating that meat. That is insane. I'm gonna move over to this veggie platter now, and I think there's a combination of different vegetables. I'm not sure what's all in here. I see some eggplant on this side, and then some green vegetable, and then some red sambal. And I think these are just boiled vegetables, so they're kind of plain. Eat it with a little bit of that sambal. I think that they are cassava leaves, and they have a little bit of a bitter taste to them, and then the texture is a little bit crisp, but in a boiled kind of way. And then also it has just almost a hint of a leathery texture to it, but not in a bad way, and you chew right through that. And then the bitterness contrasts that sambal, and the sambal is just straight up like pureed chilies and maybe shallots and garlic. That is a delicious combination. This is another favorite dish of mine, or it's more of just a sambal at Nasi Padang restaurants. And I believe that it's called sambal ijo, which is a green chili kind of salsa sambal. All right. I can be so happy just eating that with rice. That's not even spicy, but the flavor coming out of that is so good. It's salty and a little bit kind of like sour chili, and then I'm not sure if they roast the chilies before making them into this sauce, but I think it has sort of a smoky chili roasted flavor to it. It's just wonderfully flavorful. The next dish that I'm going for, and you can probably see the texture of it on this side quite well. This is cow brain, and this is a very popular dish to eat at Nasi Padang restaurants. I'm gonna take some of the curry and re-curry this piece of the cow brain. and may as well just put this whole piece onto my rice. Boom. Oh man, actually in my spoon I can just feel how like cheesy and texture that is. Oh wow, that feels like a piece of, like a ball of fresh mozzarella. Oh, it feels so creamy and rich. Oh, and there's like a little bit of a, yeah, just look at, come to check out this texture. It seriously feels like mozzarella, fresh mozzarella, but like whipped cream at the same time. That is so creamy. It's like the texture of durian. That is just amazing. It's so creamy and rich. It's like a ball of half melted mozzarella cheese, and then just wrapped up in a very fragrant, I think it's coconut milk curry with plenty of spice in there, and that is really delicious. It doesn't actually have a meaty flavor at all, or doesn't have any kind of gamey taste to it. It's mostly just a textural thing. I think I'll add some of the green sambal to my next bite of cow brain. Oh, it's so squishy. This is another common dish that you'll find at Nasi Padang restaurants, which is dried fried beef with chilies. All right, and oh yeah, it's like a cracker. Oh, that breaks easily because it's so crispy. And take one of these chilies and a piece of that beef. Oh, that's like deep fried beef jerky. And then those peppers, they're not actually spicy, but they're a little bit sweet. Kind of like roasted bell peppers. That combination of the crispy beef and those really sweet, naturally sweet peppers is really, really good. I was just having a conversation with someone that was eating here next to us, and he was telling me that Padang food is so good. Well, one of the reasons Padang food is so good is because they use all fresh spices, and so it's a curry paste based cuisine where all of the chilies, all the galangal, the turmeric, everything is fresh, nothing is dried, and then they grind it up, similar to Thai cuisine where dry spices are used very limited, but it's all about the fresh, vibrant ingredients, colorful, jungle, tropical spices and herbs that go into all of these dishes that make them so delicious. When he dished out all of our dishes, there was no fish curry, and so I asked for some fish curry. He brought over this, which is I believe this is a freshwater fish, but it looks really good, so I'm gonna have to eat this. Let me take a piece of fish, and or maybe I should just set this whole thing over onto my plate. Might be easier. And then scoop on that curry sauce. Let me grab a piece off that. Oh man, might be a bony fish. Oh, I think that's one of those sweet chilies again. That curry sauce is wonderful. It's milky from coconut milk, I believe. You can taste lemongrass in there, you can taste shallots. It's a little bit spicy, and maybe galangal in there as well. The fish itself is a freshwater fish, and it's a little bit bony and a little bit kind of earthy tasting and a little bit mushy in texture. But the curry sauce that it's in is extraordinary. It's really good curry sauce. Yeah, you gotta really be careful of bones though on this fish. Okay, makasih. I wasn't planning to order this, but I saw somebody else order it, and I couldn't resist. It is an avocado shake. Avocado is one of my favorite fruits in the entire world, and they blended it up, and I'm not sure what is on top. That could either be soy sauce or chocolate. I don't know. I think I'll go with the spoon method first. Oh, that looks creamy and fluffy at the same time. Oh, that's ridiculously good. It is so silky smooth. Like pure silky smooth. And it's creamy, but at the same time it's fluffy. You get that little bit of an earthy flavor from the avocado, but at the same time it's balanced by being a little bit sweet. And I asked them to make it with no sugar, so I think they might have just added maybe in some sweet condensed milk, probably, so it's a little bit sweet, but then that is just an extraordinary avocado milkshake blended creation. I'm gonna try the straw method to see if that works. No, that takes way too much effort. Gotta go with a spoon. It's just too thick and fluffy. For me, Nasi Padang is a meal that ranks probably in the top 10 meals around the world. And every time I have Nasi Padang, it just reinforces my love for the flavors.